Hi everybody, I'm here today with my video as part of Anti-Bullying Fortnight, which we've all been following since last Monday. Before I start with my video review of the book I'm going to talk to you about today, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody because we hit 100 subscribers this week. We're now 102 subscribers and we've only been running for about 6 weeks, so it's a massive achievement and we're all really excited. So thank you so much to everybody who subscribes and watches our videos and comments. It really means a lot to us. For my video today, I'm going to be doing a review of a book I read last year called Butter by Erin, Jade, Lange. It was a debut novel. It came out, I think, in August last year, published by Bloomsbury. I wanted to show you my copy of the book because it's got a brilliant, brilliant cover. Unfortunately, it's downstairs in my study, which is completely full of all sorts of stuff to go on eBay, and I tried to get in there and I battled with some shoes and it just wasn't happening. So unfortunately I can't show you the book, but I'm going to try and insert a picture of the cover so you can see it because it's wonderful. It's one of the things that drew me to the book when I first saw it online. Now, when Butter was first released, it did get reviewed fairly widely, but I didn't see a massive lot of publicity behind it. So just in case you're not aware of the book or you haven't read it, it's the story of a boy called Butter. Well, his nickname is Butter, and he's morbidly obese. He's been overweight pretty much his entire life, and while he got badly bullied when he was younger, but now it's more that he's just ignored by people, that nobody pays him any attention, and as far as he's concerned, he might as well not exist. So he decides that he's going to commit suicide. He decides he doesn't want to live anymore, but he decides he wants to go out with a bang, as it were, which might not be the best choice of words. He's going to eat himself to death live on the internet. He's going to plan one last meal. He's going to stream it online so people can log in and watch him die from overeating online. Which is such a horrible, twisted concept. But as soon as I read that, it's like, I've got to read this book. Which I don't know what that says about me, but there we go. As the book progresses and it gets more and more widely known what Butter's plan is, he actually finds that he starts to get more popular and that people actually want to be his friend and know his name, or at least his nickname. People are high-fiving him in the corridors, he's getting invited to parties, and suddenly he's kind of questioning whether he does want to go through with it. He's like, actually, I've got friends now, people are paying me attention, I'm not invisible, people know who I am. But obviously the only reason people know who he is because he's going to commit suicide, and he's kind of got these conflicting thoughts that kind of grow and grow and grow as the novel goes on. I'm not going to talk to you about the ending, for obvious reasons, because it'll be a bit of a massive spoiler. All I'll say is that it's brilliantly executed and it's terrifyingly realistic, and I really urge you to read this one. It's something very, very different, and it handles bullying in a very different way to a lot of other YA novels. It's not quite as explicit, which I think can also be very true to life, so I'm glad that this angle has been explored. I don't know if it's right to say that Butter is a book I enjoyed, but I did enjoy reading it. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic novel. The subject matter means it's not fun to read, but it's addictive. I read it in one sitting. I couldn't stop turning the pages. I just had to find out what happened. It's a book that kind of grabs your attention right from the cover to the synopsis to the execution of the story. You won't be bored for a single second, even though this is fairly lengthy. It's not the longest, but it's longer than your average YA, but it doesn't feel like it at all. I absolutely flew through it in a matter of hours. I think what's so great about this is that it blends kind of comedy and this sick, twisted, horrible situation that he's in so seamlessly. I was laughing at the jokes one minute and the next page I had tears in my eyes and I was welling up. It can be absolutely heartbreaking, but just as quickly you can be laughing again, which I think is so clever, and it's so important with darkness, I think, to balance it with just something lighthearted, even if it's like a dark, twisted joke, which you do get quite a lot in Butter. I think what this book deals so well with is this sort of morbid curiosity that's inside all of us. Really, Butter is a story of a young, sad, lonely boy who is self-destructing to the point that he's actually going to end his own life, but it never once crossed my mind to stop reading. I just had to know what happened. And I mean, it puts the reader in a similar position to the other kids at Butter's school, where they're just cheering him on, and no one is thinking, like, maybe we should help this boy. This is just a cry for help. This is how unhappy he is. Nobody stops to think that. They just think, like, awesome, nothing like this has happened before. And in a way, the author is so clever that she puts you in the same position as those kids, that suddenly you're 2/3 of the way through the book and you're just like, what's going to happen? Is he going to kill himself? And I kind of had to pull back at one point and be like, whoa, I'm kind of turning into these kids. So the bullying is really well dealt with in Butter because, like I said before, it's very different to a lot of exploration of bullying in YA at the moment. It's much more subtle. It's not that he walks through the hallways and gets things thrown at him and people playing pranks on him. It's much more insidious, and I think that can almost be more dangerous. The bullying sort of disguises itself as friendship, and he feels like people are supporting him, but then when you really look at it, it's still bullying. And as I said, I think that can be very, very dangerous because bullying can manifest itself in so many different ways, and what's very clever in Butter is that it touches on a lot of these different ways. From the way we see the kids at Butter's school treating him, to flashbacks of how he's been treated in his past, to his relationship with his mother and father, which is one of the most interesting things in the book. They each handle his weight problem very, very differently, and I think it's extremely realistic. I haven't personally been in that situation myself, but I think it's absolutely exceptional how she writes his relationship with his parents, especially his mother. I think Butter is actually a very important novel, and I'd really recommend this to everybody to read, really. It's contemporary, but it's very, very dark. And I think it deals with so much bullying that isn't really covered, and it handles it in such a realistic way. I think it's the most realistic portrayal of bullying that I've ever read in a book. And it converted me in the space of a couple of hours to becoming a huge, huge fan of this author. I can't wait to see what else she does. And if you haven't read Butter yet, I really, really recommend it. And if you have read it, I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know if you've read it in the comments or if you're planning on reading it. So that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment if you've got any questions about what I talked about today. And I'll see you all again in a couple of weeks. Bye!